What up, everybody? It's your boy Angry Rob. Little side note as I get this muted. Wow, sorry. So it's me, Angry Rob. Uh, Side note: yes, this is not Callisto Protocol as promised. I'm an idiot. We're not going to discuss it. I will be on late tonight with that Callisto Protocol first and 10. I am very anxious. I don't even want to go to work today except to get this game and get back here. Um, so we are going to run Midnight Suns Part 2. I enjoyed this game. I was falling asleep. I apologize. It was a rough day yesterday, but like I'm really into it. My boy Noah did quantify it perfectly. It is basically like a Mass Effect. You're running from engagement to engagement, and then you have action in the middle or in random places. The one thing I've been finding, and I ruined, I started out bad with Dr. Spooky, was the comments. You have to think about your responses because that gives you not the Paragon Renegade, but the building relationships with these guys. With what I understand, the more you build, the better cards you get. So we shall see. The Abbey. It looks like a. What up, Jared? It looks like a cathedral that should be upstate New York, right next to the X-Men's mansion. So I got a gamma coil. I wonder if there's some crafting. My hunter's a beast. Doc Strange. All right. So, good news. I get to redo that conversation and not fuck it up.
Yes, hello.
Magique. She was a freak in the comics. I loved her.
Another new member? We should probably start.
Sarah.
It still smells like Transia, even after.
So apparently you get keys to open chests that are found throughout the Abbey. Like I was running around here last night, so I got to return to the path. That's hilarious. Let's speak to Dr. Spooky. Whatever you do, don't criticize the sanctum.
Are you ready? The prophecy of the Midnight Sun does not linger, and neither should we. Lilith possesses the Darkhold. If she
You are a sorcerer supreme. Can you...
Normally, yes. But since your mother...
Is that another...
For the first time as sorcerer supreme, I cannot foresee how the...
Your sanctum will survive. We shall see to that.
There we go. Get that
Indeed.
+1.
The Sanctum Sanctorum has weathered its fair
Doc
share
Strange
of
needs some
trouble
better
over the years.
clothes.
Blaze-storms,
It's way too much.
short-tempered celestials that issue with the zoning commission.
Jared, how's my levels? We good? Audio all good?
I do not doubt Wanda's capability, but without my predictive acumen, I cannot bolster the wards should she need it. Still, the wards are woven into the sanctum's very essence. They should hold. In any case, I suggest we should hurry. As much as I'd love to hear a first-hand account of your exploits, time is of the essence, I'm afraid.
All right, Magic. Let's see that demon side of you, sweetie.
About time.
Not just about time, Mr. Brooks. Time, space, reality, the building blocks of magic. All must be constant for my portals to work properly, yet as we now know, that is no longer the case.
We've heard.
Several times.
Otherwise, I would still be hunting dread maidens in my sleep.
Indeed, and while I certainly appreciate the view of this vista, I fail to see how it will hasten our return to the sanctum.
Magic is the answer.
No, as I've just stated, magic is the problem.
Your magic is not ours. The ground you are standing on exists within two worlds. A mystical anchor point to Ileana's realm that allows her to... Well, I'll just let her show you.
That is my clear light is late. That's awesome. I didn't realize. I thought I recognized that voice.
Any more questions?
All right, folks. Let's get into this. Cowabunga, dudes.
are standing in limbo. Nexus of all realities, both real or otherwise. A chaotic but secret realm, beyond the influence of Lilith. Thus far.
Are you certain of that? Because I am sensing all kinds of...
Dark energy. That feeling you're being watched. General hellhole vibe.
Yes.
All these potentialities converging at once? Truly surprising feat, Miss Rasputin. For someone so young, of
it's
course.
actually, if I'm not mistaken, Colossus's sister.
You think this is crazy? Wait until you see Manhattan.
From here, magic can open gateways to just about anywhere on our planet, and beyond. We don't want to risk punching through the wards.
Hey, I'm walking here. Gonna go grab a slice.
Well, at least we know the wards of protection are still in place.
For now.
I suggest we hurry.
Hail Hydra.
Arm Alpha in position. No one's getting through.
Welcome to New York.
I hesitate to call this good news, but I'm seeing minimal Hydra resistance between you and the Sanctum.
Looks can be deceiving, I'm afraid. There's no way these foot soldiers are behind the disruption of the wards of protection.
Who has a knockback? I'm not sure it was him. Knockback slash. So. Shit. I know what to knock him out.
Hell that.
That was really something.
Right,
Let's
That's a neat trick. Get some. Alive, man!
You're mine.
Hardly scratch.
Regroup and await reinforcements.
You're ready now.
That gamma spike we detected in your area seems to be growing. Let's assume that's not a good thing.
Gamma or not, I feel the hand of my mother at work here.
Ought to make things interesting.
They're mine.
Now that was something.
Don't blink. Getting chewed up here.
I am impressed.
bit. Wanda is calling out to me. I feel her struggle to concentrate and I won't be doing that again. Watch closely. Lilith doesn't care about you. I hope you realize that in time. Let me show you. The light shines on the most dutiful.
Carry the responsibility of Sorcerer Supreme with great ease, Doctor.
I feel. No, I didn't want that at all, man.
We're losing ground.
Come now, you're clearly outmatched.
That gamma signature I mentioned, you can add seismic activity to it now. I suggest you make your way to the sanctum immediately.
Welcome assistance. Weak, even for Hydra. Vampires are not the only ones who should fear you.
Misguided as they are, remember, Hydra is still human, Hunter. Not Lilith.
You were saying?
The lifeblood of the Mother pumps through our veins. The Mother is eternal. Hydra is eternal.
Wanna bet?
Wanda!
Wards! Weakening! Cannot let them fail!
Is not going to like this.
Nope.
I'll handle it.
Not.
We do not fear your magic, little wizard. We have answered
Yeah, I know.
the call. We are venom to all who oppose her. And you are lost.
Alright, that's as bad as that. It's like the Venom I've ever seen. Just saying.
isolated quickly. Do I even want to know what that beast is?
It calls itself Venom. Until now, a pale imitation of a very heroic young friend of mine.
We will feed your tongue to the spider wizard. Marinate it in his stomach juices and eat it with his spleen.
I feel stronger already.
Feeling strong today.
A moment. Transcendent.
First you die, then we eat. No escaping this time.
I can't get loose!
The pain would be bearable if only he would stop talking.
This house belongs to Mother, as you belong to us. We shall start with your juicy and your delicious brain.
Are the rest of your mother's children so chatty?
Thankfully, no. You are lucky to still be breathing.
Prepare yourself. A gift from ancient traditions.
Monoforms are for the weak.
I will banish you to the void.
All Beta moving into position.
We may not be ready for this thing yet. Might be smarter to pull back until we know what we're up against here.
Yes. Surrender. Be eaten. Fill our belly with your tasty fear.
I shall fill your belly with my blade, demon. Was that truly your best? Hydra standards have fallen a great deal. Hail that.
Follow my lead.
I'm trying to figure this out.
too weak for this fight. It is all coming back to me.
No pain. You will suffer for that. Mother blesses us with power. Mother blesses us with strength. We protect the mother and are rewarded with your meat.
And to think Lilith was a vegetarian.
I can't play move.
Time's up with these jumps.
By the way, this should aid me in my fight.
No.
You are within our reach.
That son of a bitch slimed me. I think you got some on me.
Reinforcements on approach. You should not have come here, Midnight. Your friends cannot help you. Mother may have claim on your soul, but your brains shall be ours. Even we have our limits.
Let's get just what this battle requires.
Let's do it.
escape from me, demon.
Hold up. We don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Hey,
big guy! I was in the neighborhood. You know, being friendly. Seemed like you folks could use a hand, Doc.
Spider-Man!
Jeez, Eddie, what happened to you? That's sort of a horrifyingly terrible new look. The tongue was gross enough, but whoa! Someone is extra touchy today.
We will rip your face off and suck the marrow from your bones!
Always nice to see you too, buddy. So, I'm thinking your friends here could use a little break. How about I take Eddie here for his afternoon walk? Don't worry, Doc. That's just his way of saying he cares!
a 2? I got a 2? Doctor Strange comic. Did you not see the asshole I just put down there? And they give me a 2-star rating? It's like the survey from my ex-girlfriend.
Congratulations.
New world or not, some things remain unchanged.
The look.
What look?
Boldly charging headfirst into the jaws of your enemy. Courageously risking the lives of yourself and your teammates. Just to play the hero. This is the Fire Dragon all over again.
Fire Dragoon. My memories may be fragmented, but as I recall, I killed the bastard.
And all it cost was a village.
Ah, of course. I see it now. The look.
Cut him some slack. It wasn't that simple.
It never is. Which is why I sent you to help. If Spider-Man hadn't come along today, we could have lost far more than...
Then the Sanctum?
Or Wanda.
She means I could have died. Again, putting an end to her eternal crusade against my mother.
You've been through a lot. For now, it's enough that you all made it back in one piece. More or less. We'll talk more later. Get some rest.
Talk to Tony Stark. Gain some friendships along the way.
Not to be the nagging old lady, but I told you not to push too hard. Now that things have settled down, you should get some rest. It won't always be this quiet. Now that things have settled down, you should
So
get
they got a
some
map.
rest.
I wonder if it highlights everything
It
I've
won't
done
always
already.
be this quiet.
Hunter's Folly region. Arcane, yeah. So it pops up the chest that I found. That's pretty cool. Hey guys.
That was a complete fiasco.
And it would have been far worse had Spider-Man not arrived when he did.
No kidding. Caretaker would have been pissed if Venom had actually eaten a hunter.
Yes, one disaster averted. But we still need to figure out how to get Wanda and the Sanctum back. Not the outcome I envisioned for our first mission together, but you know what they say. Any mystical battle you can teleport away from. Given my situation, for now I suppose this truly is my home away from home. Not the outcome I envisioned for our...
You did okay out there, considering you were technically dead 72
Gee, thanks,
hours
buddy.
ago. You should probably head inside. Take it easy before we have to go out again.
Skill essence. Okay.
Excellent. I am glad to be working alongside other capable demon slayers. Bravo, you survived. Job is done.
Maybe you were worth freaking out over after all. I mean, Venom probably would have eaten you otherwise. It's good to punch Hydra in the face, but they feel like a red herring. Okay, a black and red herring, but still. In school, they never taught us about Hydra's role in World War II. Do you think modern Hydra made sure of that? Where does Hydra find so many troopers? There's no hiring app for goons. But if there was, I'd call it a goober. I get why they named themselves Hydra. If you're all about insidious corruption, no one will take you seriously if you're called bedbugs or black mold.
The star, Moverizing. Tarot card. Alright.
Fascinating. Interesting. Intriguing. Curious. Ah, I see. That is something. What is this?
You actually did go medieval on their associates. They're not always glamorous, but these missions are still crucial to stopping Lilith. Sometimes these support missions are more important than they seem. Not always, but sometimes. If we're moving forward, that can only mean Lilith is falling back. Hydra or Lilith's monsters, they're both good practice at least. You have to wonder whether Lilith is just using Hydra to keep us busy. Sometimes it feels like they're only around to get stomped. They're not always glamorous, but these missions are still crucial to stopping Lilith. Sometimes these support missions are more important than they seem. Not always, but sometimes.
Fascinating.
All right, so you know what? I'm taking a picture of that because it says the order's probably important, and I'm never going to remember this. Four. That's Strange's room.
Hunter, you look scathed.
No other rooms assigned.
What am I? A mirage? Hey, for what it's worth, I think you did okay out there. You got some decent hang time, even given you were wearing, what, 70, 80 pounds of chainmail? On the Stark scale of reckless yet daring heroics, I give it a solid 6 out of 10. Don't worry, you'll get there, with a little help.
And where exactly am I going?
Oh, that's the real question, isn't it? Sky's the limit for you, my friend. Unless you'd be up for wearing a space helmet. You do breathe air, don't you? You know what? It doesn't matter. I couldn't help but overhear Auntie Caretaker over there telling you to get some rest. That sounds like a good idea to me. I suppose I could keep you company on the way, seeing as our rooms are in the same direction and all. Besides, no one should be forced to walk the hallways around here alone. So, here we are. The old room, huh? It's not bad. Functional. Solid construction. Almost cozy. Love the antique furnishings from the early Mephisto collection. Full transparency, Hunter, there's another reason I asked to join you here, other than my abject terror of this entire facility. Stopped here before, while you were out. Wanted to surprise you with a nice little housewarming present. Was all set to write you a lovely welcome note, but I'm fairly certain that wasn't red ink in your quill.
But I do not have a quill.
Even better.
Relax, Tony. I simply jest. It is an ink derived of the spider lily flower. Red spider lily flowers.
Of course it was. Obviously.
With just a touch of amphibian blood. For power.
Haha! Another zinger. And we'll just leave it at that. Well, I suppose I should leave before whatever monstrosity that is most definitely hiding under your bed jumps out, rips my face off, and then proceeds to feast on my soul. I'll leave you to it.
May your sleep be filled with pleasant dreams, Tony.
Right back at you. Oh, and if you hear the shrieking of a grown man, please ignore it. It's just me, walking to my room.
There's another Lilith and caretaker with a dog. Where's the dog?
Hi, I'm Tony Stark. But if you're hearing this message, you already know that. When I'm not saving the world, I solve the world's problems with technological means, like the one you're holding. I call it the Spark, a secure information and communication device built only for superheroes. It does all the usual, private messages, pictures, and calls for some reason. But it also comes with access to Superlink, a private social network exclusively for your cape-wearing, world-saving compatriots. You might ask, Tony, aren't you just repurposing a failed product from your communications division? If you do, I'll revoke access and let everyone else know you're a jerk. I call it the Wonder Man rule.
Wow.
My old journal. Maybe it is time I start writing in it again. We were all so happy then. There never was enough room for my armor in this thing.
That choker. Guess I have to go to sleep. Jesus. Can I switch? Let me get the dog bed. Oh wow, you can do all these crazy upgrades. Definitely getting that green. Should have spent that money on that dog bed. I don't even fucking get dog yet.
They're everywhere! We must go back! To where?
The book! Is she reading from the book? Then we advance. No! Hold the line! I can stop her. Only I can stop her!
Charlie! I know.
Oh, that's a fucking dog.
Let her enjoy the moment. She's been visiting your door every morning for the past 300 years.
Oh, it must have been so hard on her.
Not just her. I suppose that's why I might have been a little curt before.
A little?
You already made the ultimate sacrifice once. Maybe I'm in no rush to see you do it again.
We do not choose our destiny.
But we can choose to duck.
First lesson you ever taught me.
And still the most important. Especially now that you have all these eyes on you.
I have noticed.
To these people, you are a being of myth and legend. A grand hero of old. And they're right. You are a hero. But I also know the battle that rages within your soul. It's not enough that you are a hero. You need to decide what type of hero you will be. I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunity for that in the days to come. For now, I would head to the forge. Our new guests are eager to show you something. This was a lot easier when it was just you and I beheading the Dark Legion as we traipsed through the woods.
Don't forget about Agatha.
I never could. Charlie was restless all night. I should have known something was wrong. We'll talk more later, but for now, Stark has requested your presence in the forge. I think he has another present for you.
Where's the dog?
Good girl, Charlie. Who's a good girl? It is my Charlie girl.
Days in a row.
Hey. You'll be back to your old self in no time, kiddo. It's good to see you getting back on your feet.
Alright, good. So once you inspected something, it's done. You don't have to do it again.
Next thing I know, the sanctum is airborne and covered in slime.
I don't get it. Strange couldn't just magic his way in? Let's talk later, Hunter. Tony will start pouting if you keep him waiting too long. Oh, hey, Hunter. That explains so much. No wonder he gets so strange around me. See what I did there?
I'm a vampire. I see everything.
This is gonna be a fun apocalypse.
Oh, check out...
Heard you had a nightmare. In the words of Agami Ito, don't be afraid. Bad dreams are only dreams.
I thought Caretaker told him no more guns in the house.
Captain Marvel is an exception.
So, he's supposed to be playing nice, right?
Do I look like a Tony?
Not that it makes any difference to me, but I think Tony's waiting for you, Hunter.
Heard about what happened in New York, Hunter. I'm sure whatever Tony's cooking up down there will only help.
And now Stark is hard at work in the Forge, coming up with something for the Hunter?
How much of this is open now? Could I like start finding dolls? I don't know how to get arcane keys.
This is which sign?
Doesn't show where I am. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. That was huge. Some very crafty materials. from Cloak and Dagger. Standing on her flowers.
Man, can't wait till it's my turn for an upgrade.
Now? Think you can tell your friend inside there to turn it up a few hundred Kelvin?
I could. However, it might shatter the containment spell preventing him from incinerating this facility.
I think we're good. And just in time.
The Forge has certainly changed.
Right. Caretaker said this all happened after your siesta. What spooky castle would be complete without its own Babylonian demon-powered furnace?
Sumerian fire demon. His name is Babs.
Oh, now it all makes sense. Well, once you get past the esoteric terror of the situation, I've found this thing actually has some uses. Molecular bonding, breaking down evil gamma serums, fashion accessorizing.
Yes, speaking of...
Oh, right. It's ready.
Your armor seemed to offer minimal protection against the venom creature.
I noticed.
Yeah, I thought you could use an upgrade.
Well hammered, well fired. Caretaker did not mention that you two were such skilled smithies.
Yep, I am Iron Smithy.
Perhaps you should just try it on. Still think it could have used a cloak.
Stylish, damn near indestructible, and we even got the size right. Not bad for our first collaboration.
I still think it could have benefited from a cloak.
You think everything could benefit from a cloak?
I do not.
Oh, I've heard the things you whisper to your cape when you think no one's listening.
Ah, joys of sharing the workspace. And I'll have you notice cloaks. See?
That is something.
Hunter, your new attire suits you quite well. But how are you holding up on the inside? I know it's easy to look upon me and simply see the universe's utmost authority on all things mystical and macabre, Hunter. However, in addition to being Earth's Sorcerer Supreme, I am also your doctor.
You mean a physician of the medical arts? You jest.
I assure you, Hunter, I do not jest. They don't call me Mr. Strange, now do they? Except for Tony. Your awakening ritual was admittedly a touch more chaotic than I had originally intended, and, well, after your violent encounter with Venom, my oath to Hippocrates compels me to check in with you. Simply put, how do you feel?
You lost much yesterday, Doctor. I am the one who should be asking you how you are feeling.
I appreciate that, Hunter. I admit I did not expect the child of Lilith to have the capacity for such empathy. And you're right, of course. I, for one, do not know if I will ever feel 100% again after the events of yesterday. I still can't believe what transpired. The sanctum, all that knowledge, Wanda, lost. Swallowed whole by the black mouth of that foul venom creature. With all my resources, all my gifts, I should have seen this outcome spelled out in the sacred geometry of this universe years ago. But I miscalculated.
Lilith's power has placed a dark shroud over us all, Doctor. You are not alone in this.
Your words are appreciated. Still, I must not allow the underlying truth of the situation to become shrouded as well. It's not just the Sanctum Sanctorum that was lost yesterday. It was my protege, Wanda. She is my charge, my responsibility, and I failed her. But I am determined not to let that happen with you, Hunter, which is why I am here to answer any questions you may have. Perhaps my wisdom may benefit you more than it has me thus far.
That creature on the roof, you have run into it before?
Unfortunately, yes. In the simplest of terms, Venom is an alien species living in symbiosis with a human known as Eddie Brock. He's something of a fixture in New York these days, but typically his hijinks are confined to harassing Spider-Man.
My mother has a gift for bringing out the worst in people.
Yes, and in this case, I happen to be the direct victim of her ambition. I fear the Sanctum may never be the same.
How did Wanda come into your care?
Wanda's story is quite tragic and perhaps not mine to tell. There was an accident on the Abbey grounds not long ago involving Agatha.
I feel like everyone is avoiding mention of Agatha.
I can't say I'm surprised, but I'm afraid it's really not my place. You should speak to Sarah about her when you're ready.
Tell me about your Sanctum's wards of protection. I have never heard of a protection spell that powerful.
In your time, I'm sure you encountered a variety of minor wards and protective spells.
The Sanctum Sanctorum was shielded by one such incantation, but greatly amplified by the convergence of ley lines.
And no one has ever broken the spell? Ever?
There's always a first for everything, but I had honestly never imagined a scenario in which the wards could be broken. Perhaps it was arrogance on my part, but Lilith is among the more cunning enemies we've ever faced. Unfortunately, yes.
How does Eddie feel?
He seems to relish the experience.
It sounds like Spider-Man is Venom.
Of course. I have no doubt Spider-Man will prove to be an invaluable asset in the ongoing...
Tell me... Ley lines?
Often dismissed as pseudoscience in the modern day, ley lines actually represent ancient civilizations built their temples. Two such lines converge at the sanctum.
Tell me Will the wards ever provide...
It may be possible to undo the damage, but now that a weakness... Tony did offer a military-grade laser protection.
How... That must have been...
Agatha had been teaching Wanda, hoping she would learn to control. As their training progressed, Wanda was... eventually...
How did Wanda... And...
You make it sound like I've been guarding her. My role here is... One thing is certain. She refused...
How... That kind of pop?
We don't truly know the extent of Wanda's power, and in that respect, you two are very similar. Were she here now, I think you would have found her to be a kindred spirit.
Let us talk.
Visit whenever you like. It's not often I get to...
I hate to admit it, but somehow this ancient forge puts any arc reactor I've got to... Who would have thought mystically bound demon power would be so damn energy efficient? Certainly got that new suit of yours done a lot faster than I expected. Speak...
It is nice having an armorer on demand.
Anytime. I tried to make this version a little less palatable to that symbiote thing. Was this close to making it menthol flavored. But tools are just one part of the equation. You gotta know how to use them too. You were out, what, 300 years before we woke you from your eternal rest? I'm betting you have questions, so ask away, Hunter.
I take it this new version is a technological marvel?
Impact-resistant carbon composites, some patent-pending alloy mesh, and a few touches from Dr. Spooky over there. And hey, the built-in communicator means we can talk to each other without sending a raven.
So it is a marvel, then?
Lightweight, nearly indestructible, and modular enough for future upgrades. Frankly, I wouldn't have used your old suit to wax the Mandarin's car.
I take it... Is all this magic a threat?
It might surprise some people to hear this, but I do like some things with rules. Isotope decay, magnetic fields, and gamma oscillation make a lot more sense to me than Eye of Newt, bat wings, and a sprinkle of sunshine. At least they did before everything changed.
I cannot help but feel...
Well, I wouldn't take it personally. We were detecting changes in both magic and science month. But yeah, things have definitely hit high...
Seen anything...
What, other than my roommate? Boom! Roasted! But on a more serious note, this place is legitimately haunted. Mirrors look back at you. My room rearranges itself. And worst of all, Magic. Cats.
Was it suspiciously elusive, even for a cat?
Actually, yes. Thought I was going crazy there for a second, but clearly I'm still firing on all cylinders. It just poofed in next to me out in the yard. Small, black, furry. Cute little thing. Probably some kind of shape-shifting monster knowing this place.
What sorts of things are you doing in here?
Oh, that's right. You were out a while. Basically, we've got a gigantic demon inside the magic box here that provides near limitless power for whatever we might need. Sounds insane, but sometimes it's easier to just go with it.
I am impressed with your resourcefulness.
From where you're standing, I can see that. Still, I doubt I'll be branding one of these with the Stark Industries logo anytime soon.
What?
Sounds insane.
You must have an interesting origin story of your own.
Well, just your typical American boy. Pops was a founding member of the military-industrial complex. Mom, a famous socialite. Tragedy struck when I lost them both in a car crash, which turned out to be a hit from a rival corporation. I spent my early teens at MIT, trying to clear my head, and was all set to follow in Dad's... Then one day, fortune shined on me, in the form of some errant shrapnel that lodged itself. So I did what anybody in that situation would do.
I guess we have all had...
Yeah, no kidding. I can't tell you how hard it was to memorize all that at Skrull Sleeper Camp. Just kidding.
Thanks for...
Anytime. Oh, and speaking of things, remember that creepy gamma goop you found from that hopped-up Hydra soldier? Well, I gave it a peek, and it explains a lot. If you have a minute, meet me at the anvil over there, and I'll walk you through it. I promise it'll be worth your time. Just can't get enough of old Tony, huh? What's on your mind?
I appreciate...
Happy to help. Now, I doubt advanced gamma thermodynamics was a hot topic at Yield Demon Hunting School, so I'm just gonna give you the condensed version.
I appreciate that.
Closest I've ever seen to this substance is pumping through Bruce's veins. Part gamma accelerant, part unknown element. Calling it coil for now, given its unique atomic structure. Man, I love acronyms. This stuff is more volatile than Nick Fury on a Monday morning. But Hydra doesn't seem to mind.
They are using it to get stronger.
Exactly. A few drops would make your average salamander look like Fin Fang Foom. Thankfully, with a little help from Dr. Spooky and our haunted oven over here, I think two can play at this game.
You are not suggesting we start injecting ourselves with it.
No, nothing like that. Though I can see some future applications for my energy drink line. I was thinking we apply this stuff towards upgrading our equipment.
I like where this is going.
Just give me a little time here and I can whip up some pretty fun toys. How about we give Hydra a taste of their own gamma-powered medicine for a change? Welcome to Tony's Scary Demon Cave. I'm Tony, and how may I assist you today? Analyzing. How does this look? If this thing behind me turns into a giant gateway to ancient Egypt, I'm quitting.
Hunter, when you have a minute, come meet me in the yard.
Don't forget to write.
Welcome to the yard. At least that's what we're calling it these days. Caretaker put me in charge of your training. Too bad she didn't listen to me yesterday. Now that we know what we're up against, I think we can all use the practice. Any questions?
I did, but they are about you.
Right when it's time to train? From all Sarah told us about you, she never described you as lazy.
I learn faster if I understand the person who trains me.
I can respect that. Go ahead.
Can I ask about you?
I guess.
Is your name really...
Is your name really the Hunter?
Yes?
Oh, really? Your mom, before she became the mother of demons, looked into your cradle and decided to name her firstborn child the Hunter.
That is how I understand it.
It takes all kinds.
So, is your name really Blade?
No.
What is it?
It's private.
Is it embarrassing?
No, the Hunter, but I only share it with friends.
You do not consider me a friend?
Not yet. Don't take it personally.
Is your... Yet? That...
No.
Is... You...
Not...
How did you be...
You say that like I had a choice. I was born...
How is that?
A vampire bit my mother. Problem was, I was still in the womb. I don't know if that's how it always is, but that's the...
How long have you been...
I don't exactly know. I think of myself as mid-20s, maybe. Much of the last century was a blur. I have occasional memories, almost like...
What happened?
I killed a lot of vampires. I hadn't lost my mind exactly, but I got into a rhythm and never stopped. Not until I met...
And then...
She gave me a...
What brought...
Caretaker. About 10 years ago, she brought me back to the real...
Did she ever say why?
She said she thought I'd be able to kill more vampires if I was acting on more than just instinct. She gave me safe haven here at the Abbey, something I'd never known. So when she reached out and asked me to be part of this weird little club...
Tell me
Or...
Why did you join?
Guess I never found...
Is that...
No, but that's all I'll share for now. You really want to know?
Put
in the work.
What up, Q?
If I trust you, I'll have more to say.
What can you tell me about...
Nothing.
I'm not asking you to...
Fine. What?
Tell me about...
She's the youngest, but she acts...
Why let...
She's usually right, and she keeps us on track. I didn't think we'd get along, but...
What makes...
She has... And that's... Anybody...
What about...
He's exactly what he seems. He's open with people. Easygoing. Sometimes he's quick to make friends, and once he does, he's your friend for life. Anyone.
What do you...
Keeps to...
That is...
She's a private person. Until she lets you in.
What...
At her own pace. Respect who...
Tell...
Well, there are a few people I tolerate. Sarah, I respect. She sees... I'd follow her to hell if I had.
I am surprised...
I'm surprised that you're surprised. You know what... Anyone...
Nobody...
Sure.
Do you have any thoughts on the team as a whole?
I think we're the only ones aware of the danger. And I think we're pretty green. But speaking of training, we doing this?
I had more...
Of course.
Thanks, Blake.
Mm-hmm. I still say we should have built a firing range first. Let's do this. peace. Think Dr. Strange knows Merlin? I'm still waiting for someone to take this sword.
Like the way you move out there, Hunter. Guess Dr. Strange picked the right supernatural demon hunter to resurrect. I'm Carol Danvers, but you can call me Captain Marvel. Kidding, Carol's fine. Just thought I'd throw a bone to the Avengers PR team. Not gonna lie, going a few rounds in Vampire Guy's Magic Thunderdome sounds like fun, but we've got bigger fish to fry. Well, not so much fish as that ginormous invulnerable sewer monster that swallowed the Sanctum.
Every lot.
True, if only a man-eating alien demon monster hadn't eaten ours. But that got me thinking. Strange, Caretaker, and the rest of the funky bunch can try and magic their way through that shield all they want. If my time as a pilot taught me one thing, it's that sometimes you've got to find a workaround. As in Hydra. Steve's always said they aren't much for talking. But then again, I'm told I can be rather...
Well, if there is any time to put your powers of persuasion to work...
Trust me, Hunter, I'm looking forward to it. Hydra's been a thorn in me and Steve's asses for years. Find me in the war room when you're finished here. There's a few things... Welcome back from...
Your power grows with each passing day, Hunter.
First we crawl, then we stumble.
Nothing is certain these days, but these readings are too distinct to ignore. The gamma signature is... Yes,
Gamma signature is completely inverted. The daughter nuclei are being reabsorbed into the parent nuclei, which is impossible.
If the gamma signature from the Sanctum is really that unique, Bruce, then couldn't we just...
Sorry, still working out a few gremlins in the system.
Try sunlight, and whatever you do, avoid water.
Oh, wait, you're being serious?
We should be able to track this new gamma signature to its source then, right? I'd do it myself, but we seem to be having a little IT trouble today.
Please. Old Central here is ready to grind through that data like chum.
What exactly is a central?
CENTRAL. Cognitive encryption, net transmogrification. We'll figure it out later.
Sending coordinates now. Hope your gremlins enjoy gamma spectroscopy.
Well, he's been a little moody lately, ever since, you know, the problem with the big old green guy.
I heard that.
Banner can't turn into the Hulk? Not sure if we should be frightened or relieved.
That makes two of us.
Oh, hey. Come on. Happens to everyone. Well, okay, not everyone.
Nice work, Bruce.
I know that place. Creepy abandoned warehouse. in the bad guy part of town.
My favorite kind. Anybody up for paying it a visit?
Definitely.
Aw, see that? Teamwork goosebumps.
Find me when you're ready.
Multi-million-dollar piece of experimental technology, and she kicks it.
The two of us on the mean streets of New York? Evildoers beware.
Excited for another mission? I'm excited, and I'm probably not even going.
I just set up shop all over the city.
Looks like your mother has made another mess for you to clean up. Blade ventured into the city last night, but not by my hand. He's a man of many secrets. Yes?
All right, folks, I got to end here. I got work. I'll be back a little bit. Tonight, Callisto Protocol. Probably play some more of this. Tomorrow on Sunday, definitely playing the shit out of Callisto in this. I'm enjoying it a lot. So, thanks for the views. Thanks for checking me out. Also, new editor, so we'll be uploading to YouTube once again. Doing some stuff on social media as well. Time to expand the brand. All right, everybody. Be true to yourself. Be kind to each other. Keep gaming. Peace.